Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. I'm Kim Leitzes from ParkLU, which is the KOL marketing platform. I moved from New York to Shanghai in 2010. Started a blog at that time, actually. It was mostly sharing lifestyle and fashion recommendations. And that is how I discovered the whole universe of China influencers and bloggers and video creators. So I'm going to walk through some sort of tactical advice on the different ways that you can engage KOLs in China. And I'm going to actually move this chart. I'm going to do a little, is this okay if I move this over here? No one's answering. Okay. Sound check. Is sound check okay? I know it's kind of rough on Facebook. I think it's the China firewall that's interfering. So, great. So, just to start off, what is an influencer in China? And when I talk about KOLs, which are key opinion leaders, I'm actually referring to non-celebrity influencers, right? So we see the world as tiered between celebrities, top-tier KOLs, mid-tier KOLs, and micro-influencers. So just to give an example, Mao Li is a very famous travel blogger. She has, I think on Instagram, she has like over 700,000 followers on Instagram. She has 3.3 million followers on Weibo. And her WeChat account, her official account, typically gets over, on average, well over 50,000 views per post. And then we have real like internet stars and Wang Hong and big China's internet powerhouses like Luo Jisewei and Papi Jiang. And then we have on the other spectrum, we have celebrities like Angelababy. So if you were as fortunate to be in New Zealand, for example, you had a famous actress, Yao Chen, who had her wedding in New Zealand. And the tourism group was very savvy there to step in and actually sponsor a lot of the wedding. And they said New Zealand saw a 30% increase in their Chinese tourists, over a year. So in many regards, I think I'm being told to speak louder.
Yes,
okay.
You are.
Okay, I'll speak louder. So basically, although I won't be specifically talking about celebrity marketing for destinations, it is actually a very powerful driver for a lot of places. So on the other spectrum, we have everyday people who have garnered massive followers. And the question is, how can your organization actually work with these KOLs, right? Because travel is not something you can package like a beauty care product or even wine and send it to someone and have them experience it. So the question is, we usually see three typical types of KOL engagement. One being product seeding, two being sponsored posts, and third is much more like a brand ambassadorship. It's a deep engagement, high level of content creation. So we'll give one example, which is actually a music festival in Thailand called Wonder Fruit. It's like a leading cultural and music experience. And although they wanted to promote the event and festival before it happened, so actually what they did was they engaged KOLs to actually give away tickets to the actual event itself. And through that process, they could share content, they could share videos, they could share pictures of past events, and really build the awareness and buzz. So this is just an example. If you could get 2 KOLs with a reach of 500,000, what exactly can you see from that, right? So the second kind of engagement is a sponsored post. So this is very much when you have a very active campaign, you're looking to get a number of KOLs to both create original content and as well as help distribute that content. So oftentimes when you're creating your social media accounts, whether it's WeChat or Weibo, the question is, how do you actually grow your followers for that account, right? And so KOLs becomes a key part of that strategy. So, and I'm happy to go into more detail about this, but basically when you think about your KOL engagements, it's 2 parts. One is you are hiring a content creator, someone who creates something that's a storytelling experience. They're crafting that text, that video, the image, and then they have an audience that they're distributing to, right? So there's a lot of outcry sometimes on the rising cost of KOL marketing, but if you think about it, what does it cost your organization to hire an agency to create that creative, shoot it professionally, and then distribute it? And so KOL is actually on a CPM basis, cost per engagement basis, actually become very, very palatable when you look at that from that lens. So here's an example where it's just one KOL. She was treated to VIP experience at the Ritz-Carlton Macau, right? And this was actually in collaboration with the media as well, with Vogue. And they wanted to actually have her create original content for WeChat and drive followers for them. Okay, and the last one, which is very, very interesting and does take a lot of planning and a lot of selective, basically vetting of KOLs, is building brand ambassadorships, right? It's a periodic engagement of KOLs who actually come and experience, whether it's your city, your retail business, and they actually, not only do they create content when they're live there, but then it's also used afterwards for social content. So a very popular case study is what El Corte Inglés did for Chinese New Year. So they had 4 KOLs. They were rising, so not top-tier influencers. One was a foodie, one was into culture, one was for fashion, and there was more lifestyle-driven. They invited them to come to Madrid and have an insider experience, right? There was a lot that was actually organized in the 4-day itinerary. And through this, they created content during and throughout the trip. And then afterwards, they created that content to activate digital campaigns as well. So during that period of time, they had incredible growth on their social media following. And they also had a lot of offline activations as well, on top of basically the way more WeChat advertising. So just to give you like a big picture of the different ways you can actually use KOLs, the cool thing is that it doesn't matter whether you are an SME or you have the extensive budgets of larger organizations. KOL is a very accessible marketing tactic, but it does need the full support of like an integrated campaign. So, do I have time to go through? Yes. Time? I have time. Okay. Okay. So so talking about travel and tourism is actually measuring it and knowing how did it work, right? Because it's not like e-commerce where you can immediately see traffic that converts within like a 48-hour period, right? So I think I just wanted to highlight a couple ways and tools that maybe you can actually attempt to have and just benchmark and actually track your KOL marketing. So from the awareness level, we find one of the most exciting things is the WeChat data, or WeChat. It's kind of similar to Google Trends, which is basically WeChat Zhishu. You can basically see the mentions and searches in WeChat for particular terms, right? So for destinations, for keywords, for your brand. So if you're working with WeChat KOLs, or even KOLs in Weibo, are you seeing an increase in search in WeChat, where people are spending 80% of their time? Right. Obviously, from the community level, you can see, have I had any increases in my followers and fans and the engagement level there? And comparing that social media growth to what it costs you to run WeChat and Weibo advertising to get the same results, right? Finding that relative cost. From a content creation perspective, if you think about it, and Alex will go into this more about how you manage and optimize your content creation. KOLs very much are creating authentic, excellent content. So there's appreciating that creation that you can also use in your social channels. And of course, there's traffic. So we've worked with both hotel companies as well as duty-free businesses, where they have, they can track traffic to whether it's a landing page, a booking page, or even a click and collect page for duty-free. So I think that is one way, but again, that's not always easy for all businesses. And of course, there is the sales route, which means you're tracking it on a cost per commission basis or affiliate basis. Again, much harder in the travel space, but just to give you the full spectrum of how people actually look at KOL marketing and how it's measured. All right, ParkLU, we have a cool dashboard. So when you're running campaigns, you have the data updated in real time, just to give you a preview. And for those of you who have more questions on how to do KOL marketing, I'm Kim Leitzes. Feel free to ping me. And for those of you on Facebook, we will definitely have a recorded version of this so you can capture everything. Okay, and so key takeaways. Understand when you're working with KOLs that they are people, and it's all about the relationships, right? You are looking to build long-term advocacy from them. Yes, they are successful media in their own right, their own media, but they are very much looking for opportunities to create good content. this is what you have to offer. Travel is one of the most exciting things to offer a KOL. They want experiences. They want unique experiences. They want to bring innovative content to their audiences. And so this is what you lead with, right? And so it's very much an attractive opportunity for a lot of KOLs. We have seen brands work with top-tier KOLs who normally charge 100,000 RMB and up for a WeChat post, but for a trip to Europe, sure, they're on board. Right? So this is a very this is an incredible opportunity for tourism businesses. Of course, make sure you know what your objectives are and clearly set up that tracking for success, because this is something where you want to iterate and improve over time. And you want to fundamentally find your brand ambassadors and find those long-term partnerships for creating content. Okay. And that is
cool. Thanks very much, Kim.